This series is really special to me because Chainsaw Man was one of the first manga I ever read and truly enjoyed, and out of the whole manga, my favorite arc has always been the Reze arc. When the anime ended, I was kind of bummed out that we didn't get to see her. Then 3 years went by with no updates, and my spark for Chainsaw Man started to fade. But when I heard the news that we're getting a movie focused on the Reze arc, I couldn't contain my excitement. And after watching it, my love for Chainsaw Man came back stronger than ever. I want to jump right in, but if you have not watched the movie or read part 1 of the manga, this is your chance to click off the video. But if you don't care or already know what happens, stay until the end of the video. But with all that being said, let's jump in. I first want to say that the first half of this movie doesn't feel like you're living through the eyes of the characters, it feels like you're living through the memories of these characters. Now, does that sound stupid? A little bit, but hear me out. I want to first talk about Denji and everything that he experienced. The good moments, all of those moments felt as if he was doing something wrong because he believes that his heart belongs to Makima. The point in the movie was that it's meant to feel like you're experiencing the best parts of the memory and kind of honing back on the worst parts. How some moments seem choppy or less important because you're only focused on the bigger picture in your eyes, the most meaningful moment. The two scenes that match this feeling the most are the ones where both Denji and Reze are in the pool, and one where Denji experiences the fireworks festival with Reze. Right before Denji jumps into the pool, he's hit with this overwhelming guilt or realization that makes him feel like what he's doing is wrong. Even though he has his feelings for this girl, who's right in front of him, naked, and tempting him to join her, he knows that if he does, he'll be betraying his first love, Makima. Once he finally jumps in, all we see are his favorite parts of that memory. Learning how to swim, splashing water at each other, laughing together. Seeing this reminded me of memories that weren't exactly great, but the little good moments from then came flooding back like a truck. The next scene I want to bring up is when Denji experiences the fireworks festival with Reze. The animation at times feels choppy or even low quality, but I think that was intentional. What I believe the animators were trying to show is that sometimes a long, precious memory can feel like a blur until you reach the big, explosive moment that makes it feel unforgettable. We see Reze take Denji's hand, running through the stands, eating food, and playing games. All of that is important to him, but it's not until they're talking on top of the mountain that we finally reach what I believe is the present part of the movie, or the big explosive moment of the memory. I'm going into major spoilers for parts of the manga that have not been shown yet in the anime, so if you do not want to get spoiled, skip to the next timestamp. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, I just know when power dies, it's going to fucking hurt. For the people who stayed and are mad at me now, fuck you, it's not my fault. Anyways, getting back to the movie, the very first few minutes showed us that reoccurring dream that Denji has, where he hears Pochita saying, "Don't open the door." Pochita warns him that if he does, something bad will happen. And that bad thing ends up being Makima killing power when Denji opens the door, or Denji opening the door and seeing Aki as the gun devil. We can actually see some foreshadowing of that toward the end of the movie. And also, when Reze died, it hurt. It hurt so much for me. And imagine the characters that we've seen since the beginning of the manga passing away. Fuck, they know how to make a good show and a good manga. First, when Reze confronts Makima, we see that Makima is willing to do anything to get what she wants, even if it hurts Denji in the end or makes him believe that Reze just left him. The next bit of foreshadowing, though not a huge deal if you're an anime only, is in the post-credit scene. We see Denji sitting there waiting for Reze, hearing the door open, but instead of seeing Reze, he sees Power. We get a glimpse of Denji's and Power's eyes meeting in this almost romantic kind of way or sibling kind of way until Denji starts eating the flowers. This is really where their close relationship begins, and if you've noticed, any girl who's shown some sort of affection or flirtiness or SA toward Denji ends up dying at some point. It's painful to watch, but in Chainsaw Man, there's never really a happy ending. The last part I want to touch on in the movie are the cinematography and animation. First off, the cinematography is just marvelous. My favorite shot has to be the bird's eye and bust shot of Reze in the pool. Look, I'm in audio video, so let me like at least like try to like pretend I know what I'm saying. All right, getting back to it, tempting Denji to get in. It's absolutely beautiful. The cold colors contrasting with each other, the light reflecting off the water, it all looks so surreal to me. As for the animation, every scene feels intentional. Going back to the festival scene with Denji and Reze, it all feels like a blurred out memory. Or take the fight between Beam and Denji versus the Typhoon Devil. It's almost incomprehensible, but that's what makes sense because that's exactly how chaos in a typhoon would look like in real life. There are so many examples I could give, but I think you guys get the point and what I'm trying to convey. Every scene in this movie is intentional. In the end, this movie has adapted perfectly with its subtle foreshadowing, cinematography, choreography, animation, characters. Just in general, I feel like Chainsaw Man has been adapted perfectly with its manga counterpart, and that's something you never get to say often, especially about mangas and anime. So, if you guys enjoyed the Chainsaw Man movie, Reze Arc, let me know down in the comments, or if you didn't, fuck you. Either way, let me know down in the comments. But, thank you guys for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and with all that being said, noches.